Visualise Reloaded.
And it's a science show, science communication show, which the kids completely enjoyed. And you have an engineering background, that's correct. So
Yes.
can you take me from there?
Yeah, basically we're a science communication company rather than a theatre company, and we do a lot of shows in schools, kind of interactive demonstration presentations, that kind of thing. But we had this idea about 4 years ago, what would happen if we removed the language from one of our demonstration shows, and basically that kind of small idea really grew and grew into this whole piece of physical theatre. So it's much more than that now. It's actually, you know, stands on its own as a kind of theatre piece. This is our third year here in Edinburgh, so we ended up getting involved with the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, and they basically run Venue 13 every year at the Edinburgh Fringe, and so that's brilliant because they provided us with technical help with lighting and sound, and also rehearsal space in Cardiff, because they tech all the shows in Cardiff before they bring them up to the Fringe, which is where we're based. So it's been a beautiful you know, relationship for both parties, because, you know, we're able to do stuff there before we bring it up, which is a real gift in Edinburgh, because most people just have to come up and wing it.
Yeah, exactly. and it's brilliant for them because they're actually seeing lighting and sound used as a communication tool as well as.
And we also push their students pretty hard because we've got so many cues and so many things happening. I used to design and develop interactive science exhibits. That's kind of how I got into science communication, because I did a degree in design engineering.
Right.
And then started working for a science museum, and yeah, it kind of went from there really.
So, and are you particularly interested in lighting and sound and video, or that's the medium?
I guess I am quite technical minded because of my engineering background. But in some ways we just like stuff that's fun, and in the show we do a lot of stuff with lights and sound, but it's kind of because it's you know, really interesting, and we're trying to do something maybe
fantastic and unique live experience that engages a wide audience and keeps a smile on their face from start to finish.
Look brilliant as effects, and
and the amazing thing is what we try and do is do stuff which isn't like magic or black box, because we try and use very simple things to do it. So we're not using complicated lighting or, you know, complicated technology. In fact, we try and steer clear of any of that and use objects that people might have at home, so that immediately they can see this isn't a magic show. This is actually, they're using real objects to do real things, and the only thing we're doing, there's no trickery, it's all physics, to create these amazing effects. And then we kind of hope that they go home and try stuff for themselves to see if they, you know, play around with things. That's the whole idea of the show, that we want people to go and have a kind of...
and it really grabbed the kids. They just totally loved it, all jumping up to the smoke rings.
Oh my God! Yeah! Best!
I'm quite interested in using less technology in theatre and being more creative with the use of lighting, sound, and actually I think a lot of education in theatre would benefit from the kinds of things that you were doing. So I was just wondering, you know, how did you come up with all of those different light and sound ideas?
It's kind of a combination of things. Like we spent time playing around with ideas, and I actually did some research into how artists have worked with science centres. So both myself and Gaz Smith, we're quite up to date with what's going on in the world of science communication. So when we see something that's interesting, often we'll play around with that and see if we can take it to the next level. So that was kind of the challenge. It's kind of taking maybe little physics tricks that we knew, but making them bigger and more theatrical, and more exciting and more immersive for the audience. So some of the stuff is very basic things that science communicators do, but we were just trying to make it bigger and more exciting and more